Hi everyone, Christine here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to all my new subscribers. I'm so excited to share with you today my Creative Times 131st edition release. So there's so many cute products to share with you, so let me move these out of the way and we'll jump right in. The first thing I wanted to share with you is a super cute paper pad. It's called Tea Time, and let me do a quick flip through for you. I'll give you a quick view first. And this is like a pale pink, and there's a teapot background. And this pattern here. And some tea kettles and some teacups. And there is a matching die set, which I'll show you in just a bit. And here's the back of that. And this tea pattern here. And here's like a celery green pattern, a yellow pattern here. There's the back. Here's the next page. This one, super cute. This is the back, and then it repeats. And then there's a coordinating paper pad. It's called Eyelets, Ginghams, and Solids. Goes with Tea Time. And as you can see, they perfectly coordinate with each other. And so I apologize, I've used all my pinks, so all I have left are scraps, but let me show you the cover real quick. Okay, so let me do a flip through. So here's the first pattern paper, and here's the back. And here's this one. I have very little left. It's got a gingham, pink gingham. And it's a plain pink on the back. It's a pale pink. And there's this pattern with this solid. And another gingham. And that's solid. And then I have this pattern is like a celery green. It's so pretty. And there's a back. There's this pattern. There, this pattern, yellow, another yellow gingham, that, and then this color, it's kind of like a pink salmon, and this color, and I think that was it. Let me see. Yeah, that's the last. And then it repeats. And on this one, you get 24 sheets total, 2 each of 12 designs. And on this pattern, it's 4 each of 6 designs. And let me share with you the stamp and die set. It's called Time for Tea. Super cute. It's got a little tea kettle and a teacup, and you have all these fonts with this style font. It's super pretty, and I think there's 10 of the cursive fonts and then 10 of the same exact words but in this basic font. Super cute. And then it's got the matching dies. Okay, and then on this page, coming back to this paper pad, Tea Time, you can cut out the tea kettles and the teacups. Super cute. And I'll show you my projects using these dies. And also, let me share with you what these look like cut out. And next is a super cute tea kettle. I love this die. It's got a cover plate, or you have the option to make that into a shaker, and it's got super cute stitched layers. Love that one. There's also a medium and a small teacup die, and it's also got a cover plate. Or you have the option to make it into a shaker. It's got a little spoon, a little, what do you call it, a tea bag, and some handles and some layering. And these will be sold separately. There is a medium and a small one. And I'll show you my projects using those. And also these doily dies are super pretty. Let me share with you what they look cut out. Aren't these pretty? These are definitely a must-have. Next is the eyelet cover die. It's super pretty and so intricate. Now with all my intricate dies, I always use my base plate. But this particular die, you can only cut either 65-pound or 80-pound cardstock. And you also would probably need a couple shims, 1 or 2 shims. But it's so super pretty. I love it. And last but not least are these daisy dies. Super cute. So for my first project, I made a super cute card. I used a stamp and die set to cut out the tea kettle and the teacup. And I used the Thinking of You, and I popped that up with just another layer. Let me share with you the other dies that I used to create this. I used my go-to A2 Fancy Frame dies and A2 Fancy Frame Layer dies. I used the pretty scalloped oval dies. And I also used another go-to, the mini bow dies. I used this one and this one, and I used a little heart, stitched heart for the center. Isn't it cute? And so I popped up the bow also, and I just used a paper doily from my stash. And this is where I used a scalloped doily as the scalloped oval, use it as like a doily. And I just added some lace and some flat back pearls. And isn't it super cute? Okay, for my next card, I made another super cute card. And I used the tea kettle die. And I also used the small teacup die. And let me share with you the other products that I've used. I used this tiny little bow. This is from the Ginger Easter 1 accessories, and I use that for the teacup. I use the Coffee Stain and Steam stencil. I do have an extra one that I'll be giving away. All you need to do is leave me a comment below, be a visible subscriber, be 18 years or older, and could be US or international. And this is compliments of my creative time. I also use the pretty rectangle dies, and also use the pretty scalloped oval dies. And again, my A2 Fancy Frame dies, A2 Fancy Frame Layer dies. And I use my mini bow dies, and I use this style here. But what I did with the bow here, let me share with you real quick. The tails I used were actually this tail, but not the top part. I just snipped off the bottom to create the tails here. Isn't that cute? So I used my pretty rectangle die here, and I tore this paper out here, added my A2 layers. I popped this up twice, so Thinking of You. And with the tea kettle die, I used the layer here as well as up here. This little scalloped heart is from the mini bow die set. And let's see, I think this little heart is from the Ginger Easter 1, if I'm correct. Let's see, and I think if I didn't mention it, I did pop this up on foam, as well as the teacup. And this is where I use the tiny little bow from the Ginger Easter 1 set. And this little heart is actually from the tea bag. And this is where I use the stencil. And I just use some, what do you call these dots? I can't think of it right now. Anyway, isn't that super cute? For my next card, isn't that super cute? I love this. I think this is my favorite one. I use the, what did I use here? I use the eyelet doily dies, and I use the small teacup die set here. I use this stamp set, You Warm My Heart. I use this one, You Warm My Heart, and it comes with the matching dies, which I've used. I've also used the pretty scalloped oval dies and pretty oval layer dies. I use the ginger girl and boy die. I use a gingerbread house die. I just use a little peppermint candy. And of course my favorite mini bow die. I used, which one? I used this one and this one. And then I use this paper pad in addition to the new papers. Let's see, I fussy cut the candy canes. And let me share with you my project and I'll show you what I mean. Isn't that cute? So this is where I fussy cut the candy canes. So I use the largest doily here in the background, and underneath here I use the medium-sized doily. And then I added my pretty scalloped oval dies and the oval layer dies. And here I have the mini bow die that I popped up with foam. Add a little stitched heart. Again, that's from the bow die set. And then I have my little ginger here. And let's see, and I added some snow tacks all over her, a little bow. And these little hearts came from this die set also. And You Warm My Heart, that's popped up, just double layered. And this is where I used a little peppermint candy die from the Gingerbread House die. And I have a little spoon here. This is part of the teacup set. This little scalloped layer, this is part of the tea kettle die. And let's see what else. And so everything is popped up on foam. And then I added some lace at the bottom. And I added diamond dots. That's what they're called. Isn't that cute? I love this one. And for my last projects, I used the eyelet cover plate die. Also the, I used the medium teacup die. Also the eyelet doily dies, as well as the new daisy dies. And then I also used the pretty rectangle dies, the pretty oval scallop dies and oval layer dies. And these are sold separately, by the way. And again, I used my mini bow dies. My Ginger Easter one, I believe I used these super cute little bows. Yes. And then for my bunny, I used the Ginger Easter Bunnies stamp and die set. I used a die to cut this out. And I cut it out of this paper. Let's see if I can find it real quick. It's this one. I believe I used this one and I changed the bow out to blue. So let me share with you my tag first of all. Isn't that cute and sweet? I love it. I love the teeny little tea bag with the heart. So I use my pretty scalloped rectangle die and XOXO frame layer dies. I forgot to share that with you. I used my mini bow die, which I popped up, and I double layered the stitched heart that comes with the bow die. And this says Hi Cute Tea, part of the new stamp set. I double layered that. And then I assembled my teacup with the cover plate, and I added this same stitched layer that comes with a tea kettle. And here's the Ginger Easter 1 bow, and this heart is from this tea set. And then I created the tails the same way I did that other one. I just took the ends of the tails and positioned them this way. And then I have my pretty scalloped oval die here. And the spoon, I kind of used my shaper to give it a little bit dimension. And then on the back, I stamped on here, Thinking of You. I added another white layer and added Thinking of You. Super cute. And then this one, isn't this adorable? And what I did was I added snow text here for the frosting. And I'll have to do a tutorial on how I do that. And so this is where I used the cover plate. I have another mini bow die here with the same stitched heart. And then I also used Your Sun Bunny Special from the same stamp and die set, which is this one. And I added the smallest little eyelet doily die here, and the medium-sized one here. And all I did was I trimmed it so it doesn't show up here. And then, so I put my little ginger in here. I did slice off a little bit of the feet so it's not so bulky. And let's see, and this is where I added my daisy flowers. And this little heart here is also from the daisy flower set. And I just added some pearl hearts here. And let's see if I'm forgetting anything else. I think that's it. And I just found some, this kind of looked like eyelet lace to me, so I used that here, and some flat back pearls. Aren't they super cute? So these are my projects. I'm going to leave all the links down below to the release, as well as to all of the products that I've used, as well as to links to all of my design team sisters. And just a reminder, I'll be giving this stencil away if you're interested. I do have an extra one, compliments of my creative time. Just leave me a comment down below, be a visible subscriber, 18 and over, US and international. And if you guys have any questions, please let me know. And I thank you all so much for watching. Bye for now.